What's up, everybody? So this is a video that I've actually been contemplating on releasing for about a week or so now. Now I did hear there's a little spat, someone, I don't know, Navy man, something number after his name, did a video about Lucas and how he's lying and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really watch it. I saw a brief glimpse of it, where he's talking about how he doesn't train special operations. I don't know. I don't really know that guy. This isn't piggybacking off of that, even though it might seem like it. It's not, though. But I do want to talk, and I think we can all have a civil discussion about people within the 2A community. And right off the bat, I think for the most part, Lucas Bodkin is a fantastic human being. I think he does a lot. He gives away stuff on his streams all the time. He has a great company that has really good products at a very affordable price and a competitive price. They have really good quality control and even better customer service. I think there are a lot of videos that he does that are beneficial to the gun community. And I love the fact that he's not only trying to educate people within the 2A community more, but he's also trying to draw people that aren't in that community in to try to normalize civilians owning weapons and suppressors and plate carriers and helmets and things like that. And I think all that is fantastic. That being said, just like myself and everybody else, I don't think anybody is immune to criticism. And I know I'm probably going to lose subscribers by posting this video. And again, I don't want to be negative, guys. I really don't. That's really not who I am. But I do feel like based on this video, this is not good information. And if I were to put this out, I would want somebody to call me out for it. Just like I tell you guys at the end of every review, if I got anything wrong, call me out on it. Give me criticism, because I want to be the best person that I can be. And, so with this, I think this information's not great. And, I feel like he does LARP a little bit too much without really knowing the proper technique and tactics. And we all LARP to a certain degree, guys. I'm guilty of that. But I never claim to train people. I never claim that I know perfect military style tactics. I'm just a civilian. And, I do mostly reviews, and the very few videos of me shooting, I'm not going over tactics. I'm not telling you this is how you shoot. I mean, in my last video, I was wearing a Farrah Fawcett t-shirt and a mullet. So I don't really take anything too seriously. I'm just a guy who likes guns. That being said, okay, that was the longest intro ever. You guys have already probably skipped this video. Let's get into it. So this is Lucas Bodkin and Drew Hopkins doing a communications type drill where they're leapfrogging, all right, and engaging targets. Let's get into it.
I'm pushing up. White steel, white steel.
Okay, so I have taken a few courses. Here in Michigan, I've taken a few courses from MDFI, really good courses. And there was a vehicle course that they offer. And in that course, they talk about bullet trajectory and ballistics and all that kind of stuff when it hits a car door and how it ricochets, and when it hits a window and what it does. And they were talking about how the safest part of a car is behind the engine block. And basically throughout this entire video, none of them are behind an engine block. Now, we do have Drew Hopkins behind the engine block right here. Back here, there's Drew. But Drew was engaging a target, and Lucas was engaging a target. But why did Lucas run all the way over here to engage a target when he could have done it from back here? Oh God, I look like John Madden right now. But that's completely unnecessary movement. And in a squad scenario, especially it's only just the two of them, that's an unnecessary risk that you're taking. And if you go down, then now it's your partner. And, if you're injured, your partner has to try to get you out of there while fending off all these enemies. So this movement doesn't really make much sense. Also, he's not really behind cover for a little bit of this. I mean, right here, you can see he's just standing straight up. And his gun is forward, but his gun is facing kind of downward and his eyes are upward here. And one thing that I have learned in my minimal training is that if you're going to peek a corner, if you're going to come around and you're going to expose part of your body, that gun needs to come with you. And that gun needs to be right up because you need to be ready to engage a target if something is, beyond that cover. And it's in the direction, but it's not, he's not looking through the sights and he really doesn't know where the target is right now. And, he's just a little exposed when he comes around the car here. So I just wanted to cover that.
Lights down.
Okay, so this is Drew right here running. And again, I'm a civilian, but I do know that when you're in a squad, you should be communicating with your other squad mates that you are moving. And Drew never did this. They said the target was down, but Drew never said, I'm moving up, or Lucas never gave him the okay to move up. And this was a lack of communication, and this is not good. This is not good tactics. This could get you killed in a real life scenario. Let's continue. So here, again, he's not behind the engine block. He is standing kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I know he's behind a vehicle, but all of these windows here are shot out, and this door here is open. So there's virtually no cover in front of him. He's kind of just standing out in the middle of nowhere, peeking around, fully exposed for the most part.
3. Loading.
So, again, Lucas is back over here, was able to shoot from that position, but Drew, for an unnecessary reason, made all of that excess movement, putting himself at risk. And now look at all this space. Dude, what are you doing? There's active threats, and you're just standing out in the middle of nowhere. You're not behind any sort of cover. If you do not see the target, you certainly don't move out into the middle of nowhere to try to get eyes on. Lucas had eyes on. Lucas was shooting the target. And this is just terrible tactics, and this will get you killed, guys. This is not smart.
Gun up, I'm moving.
Again, poor tactics. There's threats, and Lucas is, at certain points, he's not even really behind any cover. And you're standing behind arguably the worst part of a vehicle, right where the gas tank is. I mean, gas tanks go boom, guys. He could have just been right here, whoop, behind the engine block, and he's got the entire length of that vehicle in front of him to use as cover. Instead, he stands behind arguably the most dangerous part of a vehicle with really no cover on his tippy toes. Like, dude, if there was a sniper in these woods over here, you're toast, man. You're toast. So again, it's not good tactics. Again, gun is forward, but it's not in line with his eyes. So
Be set. I'm set.
Okay, so right here, Drew says, "Are you set?" And Lucas says, "I'm set," but then he proceeds to move. Okay, listen again.
I'm set.
Well, if you have to move, Lucas, then you're not set. Don't say you're set and then take 3 or 4 steps. You're not set. Again, bad communication, bad tactics.
Red steel.
Again, more unnecessary movement. All of these targets appeared that they could have shot them from the very beginning, right by that FJ Cruiser that they started out at. Every single time they leapfrog, the person, the second, right, the non-leader, the person who's not taking point, is still able to address that target and engage that target. Then why all the unnecessary movement? This is, again, guys, this is dangerous stuff.
Red is down. Red is down. Attack magging. I'm set.
Okay, so listen to that. I'm tack magging. That's what Lucas said. I'm tack magging. So if you don't know what that means a tactical reload. So he's reloading his gun right now. He said I'm tack magging. Okay, what comes next is arguably the dumbest thing in this whole video. And guys, I'm trying to not be so negative because, again, I think we can have a civil discussion. And I want you guys to comment down below because I want to have an open discussion about this because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. And I'm okay with acknowledging that I'm an idiot and if I'm wrong. All right. But Lucas has millions of followers across multiple platforms. And some people will take what he says as the truth and as, oh, this is what needs to be done. And again, I think he does a lot right. He does far more right than he does wrong. But this is something that is very wrong. Okay. So I want to have an open discussion about it. But what he does next is very dumb. Remember, he said, I'm tack magging. I'm reloading. Okay.
Ready for you to run. Moving. Bravo.
Okay. Did you guys see that? On the run, he dropped a mag and he's now reloading again. Why? You just said that you were tack magging. You just said that you were doing a reload. You didn't fire any shots. 3 seconds later, you're running, taking point. You're dropping what I'm assuming is your full mag, because you told us you're reloading. You're loading another mag in, but you just took point. Why are you taking point on an empty gun? It's one of the dumbest things you could do. Okay? Let's say he didn't reload, even though he said he was reloading. Okay, if you don't know how many rounds are in your gun, you can either quickly check from your position and then move, or don't move at all, right? If you're not sure and if you don't have the opportunity to check, then don't move, okay? Because if you can't offer suppressing fire, if you can't engage a target, you shouldn't be running point. This is one of the dumbest things of the whole video. I'm tack magging. 3 seconds later, he drops that mag as he's running to take point, and then he's got an empty gun for several seconds, and then he reloads again. Doesn't make any sense. Once again, Drew is able to engage the target. Lucas ran all the way from back here, all the way around 40, 50, 60 feet, and he was able to engage the target. Now, maybe he wasn't able to engage the target here, but did he have to move all the way over here, okay, to engage that target? Probably not, because they've been able to engage targets from the previous position this whole time. Just, again, guys, over and over again, I sound like a broken record, but this is not good tactics.
Bravo down. Attack magging.
And that's essentially it. Drew comes around here, and runs around again, but that's basically the end of the video. But I just want to cover this, guys. Again, I don't want to sound negative. I think we all can have a civil discussion about this. And yeah, I just want to share this with you. Thanks. And one last thing, guys. I really feel like I'm ragging on Lucas, and I really don't think he's a bad guy. I think he just makes mistakes. But this is one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. And the only reason I'm talking about Lucas again, a lot of people do it, but Lucas does it more than anybody that I know, where he'll shoot a target and then he'll lower his muzzle to the ground as if he's quote unquote tracking or following the target falling. But none of his targets actually fall. He's shooting steel, he's shooting cardboard, he's shooting paper, and none of these threats or targets fall to the ground. So why are you lowering your muzzle? I get it, right? If you were to shoot somebody, they're probably going to fall down, but they're probably not going to fall straight down, and they're probably going to fall quicker than you're lowering your gun. But I get that. But what's happened? What I'm seeing here is you're shooting a target. The target is staying in a static spot, but then you're now moving your sights off that target. That's not good. And again, I understand where it's coming from, but your targets aren't moving, Lucas, so neither should your sights. So let's just watch this. Okay, so you can see there. Now, this video's not terrible because he's saying how to get low round counts at the range, right? Because ammo prices are ridiculous. And I get that. Although this isn't really realistic because 99.9% of us don't have a private indoor range where we can just run around. So, you can practice one round, reload another round, but we can't really do it on the move. But I get it, right? I get it. And his reloads are really good, and I'm sure his accuracy is really good, and his times are good. But again, it's just such a pet peeve of mine that you're lowering your gun when the target isn't lowering.